Hi, this is Kamal Lohia and I'm going to present another wonderful episode of this very special series, Cat Question of the Day, which is your actual companion, most reliable companion in this journey towards the esteemed B schools. Okay, so क्वेश्चन आपके स्क्रीन पे है. अगर आपने क्वेश्चन पहले सॉल्व नहीं किया है, so you still have got the time. So I'm getting a side. Please try to solve the questions on your own first, and after that, we shall discuss it in great detail. So here is the question for you. Okay, so I hope you have read the question, and if not, तो फिर से वापस जाइए and solve कीजिए अपने आप से. So let's start the discussion now. So this question is technically this question is a number question, right? It's a number question. You are having certain numbers and we are to determine a certain code here, 4-digit code, and so we are having certain clues, certain numbers mentioned, and but these numbers are not the actual codes. So there are some digits correct in the correct place, some digits are correct but in the wrong place, and some digits are not correct at all, right? So these remarks have been mentioned for each of these numbers, right? You can see the 4-digit numbers and it is mentioned 2 digits are correct but in the wrong place, and like that. So certain digits are correct but in wrong place, right? Sometimes certain digit is correct but in wrong place, and certain digit in the right place, and sometimes the digits are not there at all in the actual code. So technically this question is called mastermind. What it is called? Mastermind. It is called mastermind. Yes. And this puzzle, this idea has been used in a previous CAT question for the entire LRDI set. Yes. So point is that while discussing all these things, we are just opening up your thought process so that you are ready to go for any type of question, any type of thing, and you know what is the correct thought process. Okay? So let's solve this together. So these statements are mentioned here, and as we say, we can see that these are different remarks here. For this first number 4132, it says 2 digits are correct but in the wrong places. Right? तो 2 digits सही तो हैं लेकिन वो गलत प्लेस पे हैं. गलत प्लेस का क्या मतलब है? For example, if 4 is there in the actual this code which we are looking for, let me put the 4 places here. This is first place, second place, third place, fourth place, in that way. So if 4 is correct, so but it is in the wrong place, it means 4 will be there in this code, in this 4-digit code here, but 4 will not be at the first place because this is the wrong place, right? Are you getting that? By the way, right now we do not know which 2 digits are correct, right? Which 2 digits are correct? That is unknown to us. And similarly, in the next number, it is mentioned 1 digit is correct. So that means out of these 4, 1 digit is correct only, and in the right place, and that is at the correct place also. So that means if that digit is 9, so 9 certainly will be at the first place in the actual 4-digit code. Agar 8 sahi hai, then 8 should be in the second place, right? But out of these, only 1 digit is correct and in the right place. And what about the remaining digits? They are not correct. That means they are not at all present in the actual 4-digit code. I hope you have got the idea, right? Now, usko solve kaise karna hai? That is the main question. So, various hidden trials could be taken, right? You can assume many values, many numbers. You can assume that is one of the ways. But what is a practical and most suitable way for that? Let's devise some nomenclature for all these remarks. Let's devise the nomenclature for all the remarks, because remarks क्या क्या होने वाले हैं? There are only 3 kinds of remarks possible. Two broadly, whether digits is correct or incorrect, right? Correct means digit would be there in the actual code, and incorrect means digit is not going to be there in the correct code, right? और अगर digit number में है, actual code में है, so it could be in the right place or it could be in the wrong place. These are the 3 different variations, right? So if digit is there and it is in correct place, so digit is correct. Digit is correct. That means digit is there in the code and in the right place. In right place. So let's call that a particular digit by the letter C. ठीक है? तो C हम उस digit को बोलेंगे, उस number को लिखेंगे, which is correct digit or correct number, which is going to be used in the actual code, and it is in the right place also. Okay, so let's write W for that digit which is correct. but it is in wrong place. Okay, it is in wrong place. So I'm writing W for that. And the digit which is not correct, that means which is not there in the actual code, for that we can write, let's say N. Fine. So let's use this notation to represent these digits, right? And then it will be easier for us to identify कि कौन सा digit use होने वाला है, कौन सा नहीं, and किस place पे. Fine. And then we can have a calculated idea. Otherwise, vaguely, if you are going to see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are 5 different numbers mentioned here, and 5 into 4, 20 digits are to be discussed there. Of course, some digits are repeated, but it is going to be very cumbersome if you don't have any mechanism. So let's use this format here, and using this format, let's try to identify which digits are C, which digits are W, which digits are N, right? I hope you got this nomenclature. Let's understand once again. So C हम उस digit को बोलेंगे which is correct and it is in the correct place or right place, right? And W is say that particular digit or number which is correct, that means which is there in the actual code, but it is in the wrong place, right? It is mentioned here in the wrong place. And N is for that digit which is not correct, that means which is not to be used at all in this actual code. And our objective is to find out this actual code if we are able to, right? If we are able to. So these are the different clues, and the question is basically asking about what is the last digit of this 4-digit code. So question is asking only about this last digit. So if we are able to identify the entire code, that's very nice. So our objective mainly is to identify the last digits of this code. Okay, let's check out. So I'm starting with the first number here, 4132. The 2 digits are correct, but in the wrong places. So wrong places में है 2 digit, right? So WW, right? WW, they are in the wrong place. But what about the other digit? They are not there. It is nothing being talked about them. That means they are not correct. They are NN, right? So WWNN. But abhi kaun sa hai? Do we know that? No idea. So don't guess randomly. Don't guess. Leave it for the time being, right? Leave it for the time being. And at best, what we can write, let's mention that we are looking for WWNN here, right? I'm writing it here. Out of these 4 digits, 2 are WW and 2 are going to be in the category of NN, right? Now, which digit belongs to which category? Right now, I don't know. आगे बढ़ते हैं, आगे देखते हैं. 9826, 1 digit is correct in the right place. That means 1 digit is correct, right? C in the correct place, right place. And what about the others? They are not there. So it is NNN. Again, I'm not sure right now which digit is in which category. 1 digit is correct, but in the wrong place. That is W. And other 3 digits are certainly not there in the actual code, right? They are not correct. So it is WNNN. Okay, now 7642, none of the digits are correct, right? So none of the digits are correct. का क्या मतलब हुआ? So all the digits belong to this category. They are N, right? So it is NNNN. So now I hope, I am sure that all of you are easily able to identify that this is the clue with which we can start, right? With which we can start, because we certainly know that all the 4 digits, whatever they are, so they belong to the category of N. So वो digits कहीं use होने वाले नहीं है, right? So I'm mentioning it here. So इनके ऊपर ही मैं लिख रहा हूँ छोटा छोटा. So this is the best way. So this is N N N N, right? So that means 7 is not going to be used anywhere. 6 also, 4 also, 2 also. It is certainly not there in the actual code. Or before reading the last one more clue here, so let's mention that. So 7 जहां भी कहीं दिख रहा है, wherever you are able to see 7, so we can mark that N because 7 is not to be used. So 7 is N, 7 is here also, it is also N, right? What about 6? So 6 is here, so 6 is not there, N, and that's it. Okay, and then 4 is also N, so 4 is here, this is N, 4 is here, this is N, and that's it. Now 2 is here, it is also N, and 2 here also, this is N, 2, this also is N, and that's it. Okay? So we have been able to identify many of the digits now, right? We have been able to identify. Let's read this last part also, last clue. So 2 digits are correct. So one is in right place, that is C, while other is in the wrong place, that is W. And what about the remaining 2 digits? They are NN, right? So this is a clue for this last. This is a remark for this last clue. Okay, let's see now. So what to do? In the first part, in the first clue, in the first number, if I see, it was 4132 and 2 N's have already been identified, and we had seen that WWNN, so NN have been identified already. So certainly the remaining 2 digits are WW, yes or no? Yes. So this one is W and this 3 is also W, which means 1 and 3 would be used in the actual code, but not at these places, right? Not at these places. I hope you're getting that, right? So 1 and 3 pakka yahan pe aane wale hain, right? 1 and 3 are certainly going to be there in the actual code. So, but these are the wrong places for 1 and 3. Okay, let's proceed further. And in the second number, we have to have C, N, and N. So, out of these 2 digits remaining now, so 2 N's have already been identified. तो बाकी दोनों में से एक N है और एक C है, right? So one should be at the correct place and other is at the wrong place. Other is not there, other is N. So अभी इनमें कौन क्या है? We can have a trial, but let's wait for the time being. Meanwhile, 2741, we have identified these 3 digits already as N, right? So what about this 1? This 1 is certainly W, right? So 1 तो हमें पहले भी पता था 1 use होने वाला था, but this 1 is W. Okay, by the way, 3 is not mentioned anywhere else, so we can't have any comment for that. So, but 1 is to be used. So, 1 is not to be used at the first place. 1 is not to be used at the last place. Should we mention that here? Let me write that so that it becomes easier for you to identify. So, 1 is going to be used, but 1 is not here. 1 is not here, right? 1 is to be used, but where? I don't know what, not at these 2 places. Same with 3 is to be used, but not at this place. 3 is to be used, but not at this place. Okay, fine so far. आगे बढ़ते हैं, देखते हैं. And now I'm left with this last clue also, and meanwhile the first one also. In this last clue, it is mentioned 2 digits are correct. So basically C, W, N, N. C, W, N, N. C, W, N, N. C, W, N, N. So what could be the case? Now 1 N we have identified. So now out of the three remaining numbers here, 3 remaining digits here, 1 is C, 1 is W, and 1 is N. है ना? ऐसा ही होने वाला है क्योंकि एक N already आ चुका है. So 1 is C, 1 is W, 1 is N. So 5 कहीं और नहीं आया है, 0 कहीं और नहीं आया है, 9 पहले यहाँ पे आया था, right? 9 is one of the digits which have appeared earlier. Okay, so and in this clue, we knew that C, N are remaining now. So one of them is C, one of them is N. Okay, now let's take a guess, right? Now let's take a guess. But now we need to trial only. We need to have trial because so far we have identified all the things exactly. But now for the further digits, अब हमें try करना पड़ेगा. Let's try. So what we can try? So the trial part is very simple. We know that out of these 2, one is going to be C and another is going to be N because 2 N's have already been identified. ठीक है ना? Okay. अगर मैं C को इस 9 को C मान लेता हूँ. Let's take the case. If 9 is C. If 9 is C, then 8 must be N. Yes or no? Yes, right? अगर मैंने 9 को C मान लिया है, that means 9 is there. 9 is there in the number and it is at the correct place. It is at the correct place. So 9 must be here. Yes or no? So I've used the blue color because we are considering this case, and if this case is valid, very fine. If it is not, then we will change it, right? Okay. So if 9 is C, so this 9 is certainly here. So can we fill other digits also now? Yes, 1 is to be there, but 1 is not to be here, not to be here. So certainly 1 must be here. Yes or no? Yes, right? Okay. Now these 2 places are left, out of which 1 digit is going to be 3 certainly. It can be at any place. And 1 more digit is to be there, which we have not identified yet. Let's try to identify that. So 9 is certainly there, and this is the wrong correct place. And 9 is also there in this clue. So this must be the wrong place for 9. So it must certainly be W. Yes or no? Yes, right? So 9 is W here, and if you see this clue here, these remarks here, so we have identified W. 1 N was already there. So out of for the remaining 2 digits, the remarks remaining are C and N. That means इसमें से एक तो correct place होने वाला है C, right? And एक not correct, यानी कि digit code में आएगा ही नहीं. अच्छा, can 5 be C now? You tell me. Can 5 be correct digit at the correct place, right place? Is it possible? No. क्योंकि अगर 5 C होता, so then 5 should be there in the code at the first place, but first place is already occupied. So as we have assumed 9 to be C, 5 cannot be C. So 5 must certainly be N and 0 must be C. Are you getting that? Yes. Why I can't take 5 as C? Because अगर 5C होता तो 5 भी first place पे और 9 भी first place पे, that would not be possible, right? So अगर 9 first place पे है, if this is the correct digit here, if this is C, then 5 can't be C, 5 has to be N, and C 0 must be C because only these 2 remarks were remaining. So as per this, so 0 is another digit which is to be used, and the correct place for 0 is the second place which is unoccupied here, and certainly 3 must come here as the remaining digit. So the answer we have got now, it must be 3. Okay? Are you getting that? Okay, so this is one of the way. So, but is this the actual 4-digit code? Now, by the way, this was not the question. The question we have already answered. So, what is the last digit of the 4-digit code? That we have identified 3, assuming one case, right? But is this the actual code? Don't know. Let's check. Because we assumed here 9 to be at the correct place, right? We assumed here 9 to be at the correct place, 9 to be digit C and 8 to be N. Agar iska ulta hua to, is that possible? Let's check that. Let's check that. And for that, I'm removing this blue part. I'm removing this blue part. These clues I can rewrite. These clues I'm rewriting. Let's write once again. ये जो हमने लिखा था इसको हम दोबारा लिख लेते हैं. तो हमने लिखा था we are having these 4 places and at which 1 and 3 are certainly going to be there. 1 and 3 are certainly going to be there. They have been identified already. So 1 is not going to come at the second place. 1 is not going to come at the last place. And 3 is not going to be there at this third place. So that we have already identified. And the remaining blue part which we did here, let's invert it now. Right? Let's invert it now. So earlier I assumed 9 to be C. Now I'm going to assume, I'm going to try 8 to be the C and 9 would become N in that case. Okay, so पहले इसको erase कर देते हैं. So this blue part gone, blue gone, blue part gone. Okay, fine. So अब इसको blue की बजाय किससे लिखें? Let's change the color. I'm using yellow now. Okay, I'm using yellow. ठीक है. Yellow match तो mix तो नहीं हो जाएगा. Let me take red then. We have many options available. Okay, let's take red. So earlier we took 9 as C and we put 9 here. So this time I'm taking 8 to be C. If that is feasible, we are going to check that, right? We are going to check that. So अगर 8 C है, so 9 would be N, right? Because in this clue we had C, N, N, N. So that is done now. So अगर 8 C है, so 8 is also a digit which is to be used, and this was the correct place for 8, right? So 8 is going to appear at the second place. So basically point is that some of you might think answer आ तो गया है, बात खत्म करते हैं ना, right? But this case work is very important, right? We need to make all the cases possible. So that was one of the cases which we started with, and we got one particular code here. If it is the right one, we don't know. So, but there could be another possibility which we are trying now, right? So will it also give the same code, or will it give the same last digit as we were looking for? That we need to check, right? So if we get the same code, or if we get at least the same last digit, in that case we can answer. But if we get a different code and with a different last digit, in that case we cannot determine the answer. Are you getting that? So these are the type of questions which you get in CAT, where you need to check all the possible cases and have a informed, have a confirmed, have a confident answer, right? Confident answer. It's not that just by fluke you took one case and your answer matches one of the options and that's your answer, right? It is not necessary. Okay, so we have just inverted it. So agar 8C hai or 9N hai, so 8 is there and 8 is there at the second place. Okay, let's move further. So 9 to pakka nahi hai, so yahan pe bhi 9 tha, so 9 is also not there, right? This 9 is also N. So now in this clue we had 2 N's, so they have been identified. So the remaining digits are now C and W, right? Remaining digits are now C and W. So that means both digits are going to be used, isn't it? That means both digits are going to be used. That means 5 and 0. Both must be used. One is at the correct place, one is at the wrong place. Is that possible? So 5 and 0 both have to be used. Baba 3 digits तो पहले ही थे ना, 3 digits तो पहले ही थे. 5 and 0 दोनों को use कैसे कीजिएगा? Because we are going to have only 4 digit code here, right? So 3 digits have already been identified. Now 2 more digits are there. Is that possible? It is not possible, right? It is not possible. So it means this case is invalid. So red one is a red flag. Red flag is not correct. So the earlier blue one was perfectly fine. So we have got our actual code. It is certainly 9013, and the required answer, the last digit of this 4-digit code, is certainly 3, right? So this is the final answer. I hope it is clear. So for an extension question this time, I would recommend all of you that you can have many more such questions which I continually share in my Telegram. You can message me on Telegram. I share questions there for school students. You can message me there, and many of you are already there. So you can be part of that community there, where we are regularly sharing puzzle questions like this one. And in this community where we are having this question of the day format, so continually be part of that and keep solving questions. And in the comments below, I wish to hear your reviews also. Are you getting any benefit by this series? क्या क्या फायदा आपको मिल रहा है, क्या कुछ आप सीख रहे हो, आर यू एक्चुअली सॉल्विंग क्वेश्चंस रेगुलरली, एंड मोर ओवर what specifically any topic or any question, a type of questions if you want me to discuss, so that you can also mention in the comments below. Fine, thank you.